Attorneys, what is it about the courtrooms that causes you apprehension?
And welcome to this next episode. As always, I am speaking to attorney Robert Graff of thegraffstandard.com. Rob, what are we talking about in this episode today?
Today we are talking about anxiety and how anxiety, going to court, it's okay to have it, but debilitating anxiety is never helpful. So it's about recognizing the root of the anxiety and what's causing this debilitating experience and learning how to master it.
Excellent. This sounds like a great topic. I'm looking forward to it. So what are we going to cover in specific? Give me at least 3 bullet points here that we want to cover today.
Well, it's important to determine why you became a lawyer in the first place and what you wanted to do with that law degree. Next, it's about determining what thoughts occur in your mind when you're faced with a courtroom appearance, and it's about using that anxiety as a strength.
Excellent. All right, this sounds like good stuff. People are going to get a lot out of this, so let's take it from the top. So you're starting out by saying that it's important for people to get back in touch with what made them want to be a lawyer in the first place. Now, how does that relate to anxiety when I've got to walk in the courtroom and do a presentation and be on the spot?
Well, we can't always control our legal practices. Sometimes we don't get the job we want. Sometimes we don't have that career that we had dreamed when we were going to be an attorney in the first place. So if you thought to yourself, look, I really want to be a lawyer because I want to sit behind a desk all day and review contracts and do research, and this is really exciting to me, then going to court is not going to be something that you...
It's a little scary.
Yeah, it's a little scary. So seeing it that way and determining the real reason you became an attorney. If it was to help people and going to court's the only way you can feel you can help people, then that's all you can do. Or you can find other ways to help people without going to court. But it's first recognizing why you did this in the first place so that you can move and make your decisions based on your conscious choices rather than fear-based choices. Well, I don't have any other choice, so I have to go to court. That's not helping your client. That's not helping you. So figuring out that root right there, that first root of why you do what you do, is going to help you build that path to determine how to lead your life.
I like it, Rob, because so if I get back to the roots of what motivates me, I'm still going to have the anxiety, right? I mean, the anxiety is the normal thing. I mean, anytime we're in a stressful situation, but the passion for what I'm trying to accomplish, to advocate strongly for my client, allows me to overcome that anxiety and really just kind of turn it into a useful kind of energy. So that's pretty cool.
Right.
Okay, so let's move forward then in our sequence here. So you're saying looking at the thoughts that are happening in my mind when I'm getting ready to face this courtroom appearance. I mean, take me through that. I mean, how is this helpful, and how do you use this in your work with attorneys?
Well, when you look at those thoughts, those are your blocks right there. If it's because it's your first time in court, there's your block because you don't know what to do. You don't know what it's like to be in a courtroom. If you've been in court before and you've been burned either by a client, by another attorney because you were unaware of something, it's about taking those thoughts and realizing that was a one-time experience. If it's about knowing that there's going to be other attorneys in the courtroom that are going to be more experienced than you and they could be better than you at what they do, then it's taking those blocks and taking those fears and figuring out what are causing them so that, because it's all basically wrapped up in one, I'm nervous to go to court. I don't like showing up to court. So figuring out the reason behind it is going to help you break through them. Getting rid of those blocks, getting rid of those stereotypes, getting rid of those fears, and using them as your strength to say, I am good at what I do, is the way to conquer and the way to master that anxiety that you experience when, or let me put it this way, the debilitating anxiety that you experience when you go to court.
So I love this, of course. So this is, you're really, in the work you're doing, you're helping people to be more self-aware, in a sense, or self-aware of their self-talk. I mean, the storylines that are in their heads that may be actually triggering way more anxiety than just the idea of going to court. It's what you're telling yourself is going to happen, or you're telling yourself that you're not ready for this, or that you don't have enough experience, or that what if I lose? I mean, all of those kind of thoughts are actually enhancing what is just the plain old normal level of anxiety, which we can easily kind of overcome and channel into energy. But if I'm thinking these thoughts, that I'm stopping myself and I'm blocking myself from moving forward. Sounds like and this is what you are doing in your coaching work, right? Is helping an attorney identify these.
And the crazy thing is that when you release that negative energy, when you release those blocks, or in coaching it's catabolic energy, when you release that energy, you're able to focus more on your clients. So when you are in court, you can actually hear more of what's being said. Your mind is more open to all the possibilities that you hear. You're technically thinking like a lawyer. I hate to use that term, but you're thinking like a lawyer in the courtroom.
In a good sense.
In a good sense. Well, we're all taught in law school to think like lawyers, but what does that mean? When did I learn to think like a lawyer? I'm not sure, but I'm using my intuition at that point to really hear what the witness is saying, to hear what the judge is asking, to be able to sit there and read the jury. If you're sitting there and all wrapped up in your anxieties and wrapped up in how you are going to lose, your client's going to lose, or you're focused on only your client winning and the other side losing, you lose sense of everything else that's going on around you, and you're not advocating for your client as well as you could.
Excellent. Now, you also talk about how anxiety can become part of your strength. I mean, sounds like you're trying to swallow the kryptonite here and somehow metabolize it. How's Superman going to do this?
Lead. No, but for real, it's about, you know, using that anxiety. A little bit of it is good. It's when it gets overwhelming that it's bad. Mm-hmm. We all have adrenaline. Adrenaline's good. It's good to escape from the tiger in the past. And we've talked about this before. It's when you're running every day is when it starts to eat away at you. But having that energy, getting excited. I'm not going to even call it anxiety. I'm going to call it excitement. Maybe nervous excitement. When you have that nervous excitement, you're ready. Your ears are perked up. You're ready to go forward. You're ready to charge in and make that argument and state that case and take apart the other witness's evidence and know what you know, because you're a good attorney and you know what you're focusing on. So it's really about just having that energy and being charged and ready to go forward. Now, I'll tell you, trials are one of the most tiring things you could actually do. I'm exhausted at the end of the day of a trial.
Right, maybe because you're pumped and you're on, right? You have to be on and focused, you know?
But I'd rather be tired at the end of the day than being tired going in. You go in tired, you are going to fail at it. It's about going in and always looking for all those opportunities to be able to help your client, to be able to advocate for your client, to be able to argue your position. That excitement, that nervous excitement going forward is such a strength in being a great courtroom advocate.
Now, is this something that you can actually teach an attorney? I mean, is this something you can teach somebody to really embrace that healthy part of the anxiety and convert it into excited energy? I mean,
I believe so. I mean, I haven't been told, yes, you've taught me this, but yes, I believe so, because it's about recognizing those fears and those debilitating fears that we have. We recognize them, we shrink them down, we make them small. I'm not saying we're going to get rid of them. I'm not saying that it's going to be a cure. But what I'm saying is you recognize them, you have that anxiety. When you feel that anxiety, it pumps you up. It gets you excited to go forward and conquer them and to conquer anything that's standing in front of you. So yeah, I can teach attorneys how to use that as their strength, because it's going to be there. And as I stated last time, I was told if you weren't nervous, that would be a bad thing. So being a little nervous is good going forward. You should be. You are public speaking. I'm sure no actor, I can't state this for a fact, but I'm sure no actor gets on stage and says, oh, this is easy. They wouldn't be giving as good of a performance. When you get too comfortable, that's when your guard starts to slip. That's when you start to let things go by. It's about keeping that heightened awareness at the same time and using it as your strength.
Well, right, because if you actually shut down all of that energy, you'd be flat, right? You'd actually be conveying a very dispassionate, in a bad sense, argument for the case that you're trying to win. So you need that energy, you need that passion to really kind of sell it, to really kind of engage and draw, whether it's the judge or whether it's a jury or whatever. You've got to really kind of draw them into the passion of the argument so that you're getting them to pay attention, right? And you need that energy.
And you know, that makes me think, selling a car. Nobody wants to have a car salesman that you say, hey, what's this car like? Well, it's okay.
Here's the sheet of paper. Just read it yourself, you know. I mean, make your own decision.
They wanted to get you excited about the car so that you can't think of anything else except siding with whatever they have to say and buying that car at the end of the day.
That's a great point. You ever notice that really great car ads have nothing to do with the car? They have to do with the experience of the car, you know, but they're not telling you much about the car itself. So, good stuff, Rob. So this has been great. Again, this is part of a series that we're doing about working with this energy of having to deal with a courtroom appearance and becoming having a little bit of that attorney swagger, as Rob likes to say, and being a confident, powerful presence in the courtroom here. So we covered a bunch of things today, though. We were talking about that what is it about courtrooms that creates that apprehension. So helping you get in touch with why you became an attorney in the first place, then looking at the thoughts, the thought process that when you contemplate being in the courtroom, how that can block you or shut you down, and then how you can actually tap into this anxiety and make it a strength, this healthy anxiety, this energy. So this is all good stuff, and I know that you do this in your coaching work with attorneys to help them develop this powerful courtroom presence, Rob. So I know you're available if they want to get in touch with you, right?
I am.
So what we want, yeah, go ahead.
What we want is you to click right below, sign up, put your email address in, you'll get an email from us, and sign up for more of these videos. It's a part of a series, as I'm sure you're going to say.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So you don't want to miss the future episodes, and we got a bonus right in there. So you're going to get an opportunity to get what Rob uses in his coaching work, which is called the Energy Leadership Index. It's an assessment tool that's going to give you a lot of feedback about yourself. Other people charge well over $400 for this. Rob has got it much more discounted than that. So I'm not going to tell you how much, though. You got to get on the list to find out. That's a deep, dark secret. So get on the mailing list. You'll find out about that, as well as the future upcoming episodes. So until that next episode, Rob, thanks for your time today. Thanks for sharing this with your attorney colleagues, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.